Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is PoppinCulture. We're all about pop culture and the people that love it, and we're also about the cultures that help influence pop culture. My guest today is a comedian. His name is Michael Mack. Very funny brother. You catch him in South Carolina, North Carolina. Very funny man. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
The topic we're going to be talking about today is American football. But before we get into that, a lot of people focus on bombing. For me personally, you being a comedian, I would like to know the first time you killed and how did it feel?
Actually, my first time I killed was the first time I went on stage.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, I was surprised myself. Now it's about to be 2 years since I started. Once June hit, I went out because I used to work at CVS. A guy told me about, the shows downtown and stuff. He was like, "You're a funny guy. Go out there and try it." So I was like, okay, I don't have no jokes, but why not? So the first joke I ever actually made and thought of was, "Hey, what's up? My name's Michael Mack from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm from a family of 4+1, but don't worry, the +1 is not my father." And that rocked, that rocked the house. And then just went through. I think I did jokes on talk about getting my ass whooped as a kid and stuff like that with my parents and getting disciplined. "Oh yeah, you got a father, ain't that amazing?" I was like, "Yeah, you ain't never had no tag team ass whooping, so what the hell is that?" And it's like, "Yeah, when one parent whip your ass, slap hands, and then the other parent take over." Yeah.
And when one gets tired, the other one steps in. Okay.
Yeah, it's like your mama ain't got no backup. What the hell you know about this?
Okay.
So I knew police tactics for a while. So yeah, I did my first go around and it went really well. So I mean, second time around, that's when I bombed. But the first time around,
we don't have to talk about bombing. Have anything you've done compared to that feeling of killing?
Yeah, man. I've had a good couple of them, but because you see me perform, I got a good variety of jokes. So I got to say, when I went to Greenville, that was for the Coffee Underground. That was probably one of my best performances. I did, some religious jokes. They went over really well. Thankfully, nobody threw holy water at me or nothing, so I felt pretty safe.
Oh yeah, the Coffee Underground's a great room. Great food too.
Yeah, man.
It's in Greenville, you guys. Definitely check it out. Make sure you get the Lucky Charms coffee. You're welcome.
Just get the chicken sandwich. That's what I got.
True, that too.
Yeah.
But I was asking, is there anything besides comedy that you've done that gave you that same kind of feeling?
Anything besides comedy that gave me that same type of feeling? Not really. Closest thing would probably be because I played golf in high school, so okay. I was actually selected all region, even though I completely messed up my last game. So, and it was funny because it was ironic. I messed up on one hole pretty badly, where I kept hitting into the water for no reason. It just kept happening. And then at the end of it, and it was like, "Hey, you're gonna be selected for all region." I was like, why? And then my dad came to me and he was like, "I just heard, honestly, if you would have hit into the water one less time, you would have been able to go to state." And I was like, "Oh, well, you could have kept that to yourself."
Yeah.
But I the feeling of all region came first. Then it was the feeling of I'm missing out on state. So a random white man made me feel good, but then my dad made me feel bad. Yeah. So yeah. So I had it in like lightning, just like damn.
That is, I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. I don't know your father, but just for him to be like, "Hey, buddy, you could have did better," but
yeah, but then he didn't know about the all region thing though,
okay.
So he thought I was. So yeah, it was just a funny little thing. That was probably the closest though, to be honest. I mean, aside from the first time I got some ass, but
of course that that beats killing on stage actually. Yeah,
yeah.
So I understand that. Okay. So you chose football. We're talking about American football, not football in general, but American football. We'll just call it football.
We're not talking about soccer, you Brits.
Exactly.
That's a terrible accent. I don't know. I can't do accents.
You tried it, buddy. We'll roll with it. Before we dig into it, why did you choose that topic, or it just popped in your head?
Well, when we was talking about it and when I was thinking about some of the topics you already covered and you said you covered, I didn't see football on there. And for me, I got into football kind of late, but it's something that's pretty much impacted my life. I played Madden. I got friends from back in high school that played football. I got some friends that do not a semi-pro league, but their own like little league thing. So I still got some friends that play it. I got a little cousin who's doing football. He's the head quarterback of his school.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, man, the little fucker's already taller than me, so I don't like him. But
How old is he?
16.
Oh yeah, man, it's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, so I'm like, nah, you gotta stop growing. But yeah, especially since he asked me for cleats and stuff like that, I was like, that is your father's position.
Yeah.
I'm just there to hope you win and laugh if you lose every now and then.
Yeah, I'm the cousin. I'm not the uncle. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
It's a chain of command before you come to me for stuff. Like,
yeah, so for that one, I was thinking like, football is something that has gotten so big into the culture as recently with Colin Kaepernick with the protest, and then how much other players have stepped out. And I always like athletes because you see them do so much. Like Marshawn Lynch has like 6-7 programs back in Compton to help kids out. You know, not just with football but also with scholastics and stuff like that.
And he never, I don't mean to cut you off, but he doesn't like throw it out there. Like, it's not that he doesn't want people to know. It's just like, if you know, but you'll never hear him like preach about it. Like, he does it because he wants to do it.
Yeah, and then there's plenty of them that do things like that. Dude for the 49ers used to be on the Seahawks. Richard Sherman. He has so many different programs. Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like, his name started popping when he took Sierra from Future. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the most polite person take a nigga bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, football is just so much stuff happens there, and it's something that's I feel is connected to a lot of things that I'm connected to as well, because they know other athletes. You got football players. I'm a huge anime fan. I'm a huge nerd. So
your podcast. You still can you tell them the name of your podcast?
Me and a buddy of mine do a podcast called the Black Heroes Podcast. Right now it's on Spotify, Anchor, other places. I don't remember the list.
I'm telling you, man, everybody has a better podcast name than mine. Like,
well, it's funny because like when we was thinking of a name, we had so many trash names, and like for some of the newer animes, my favorite one is called Black Clover, and his is called My Hero Academia.
Okay.
And so I was just sitting down at home one day, and I was just like, "You got it, Black Hero," like because we're black. And we also want to be heroes, so it's like,
because we're black.
So it's like,
nice.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. PoppinCulture is a good name too, but yeah, so it's just one that just popped up into our heads. But yeah, it's an anime podcast where we just be talking trash and having fun.
Nice, man. Guys, make sure y'all check it out.
Please.
But we're gonna dive into it. I did a little research. I didn't realize football like started so far back. Like, it actually started in 18. It started in 1879. That's crazy because they had leather. Like, it was just like, it looked like rugby.
That's what it's based off on. So, like, if I'm remembering correctly, rugby is a game that's back in like the 1700s, kind of like golf. Like, golf is an old sport. Kind of like how technically the first sport is technically wrestling.
Yep.
So, which apparently is like how Greeks used to. Yeah, so they used to cop feel on each other a lot. So with rugby, since you had so many people come to America, and they didn't want to be linked to European culture so much, they made their own thing and they wanted to make their own game. So it's like, all right, cool, we got the remix edition. Like, all right, well, today's remix edition, because rugby is a much tougher sport.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So they was just like, what is the pads? We don't need that. We knock each other out and we'll enjoy it. Like, yeah. So while we thinking about CTE, they just thinking about knock that nigga out. So
pretty much.
Yeah. I remember when I was researching it myself, because I really didn't care about football as a kid.
Okay.
I only went to one professional game when I was 5 with the Panthers. I had the little Panther on my cheek and stuff.
I've been to a few Panther games too.
Yeah, I think my dad still got that picture too. But I don't know, man. I saw somebody get laid out and stay on the ground a little bit too long, and I just told my dad, I was like, I'm gonna stick with basketball.
Smart kid.
Yeah, and it was so confusing because there's so many people. It's 22 people on the field, man. So you just see everybody running around and just confused. But then when I got to middle school and I watched the Colts versus the Saints, when Peyton Manning won his first ring,
okay,
that's when I was like, okay, this is a more interesting sport than I thought. And then, I started learning more and more about it. Then, I made friends that played it and stuff too. So, it, like, just over time, it became something just a little bit bigger than me.
Nice. The way I got into football, because I always watched, but I never really paid attention. It was the year the Carolina Panthers went to the Super Bowl. And I don't know if you remember that season at all, but we literally came back. Like every game that year, we came back in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I remember that. That was because Cam was on it, and then
Cam wasn't on the team. It was Jake Delhomme.
The
first time we went to the Super Bowl. I apologize. Yeah, the first with Jake Delhomme.
So what? That's what 95. That was in
we didn't make it to the Super Bowl. We made it to the right before the Super Bowl. We made it to
the conference finals. Yeah. Okay,
but the year we went to the Super Bowl was with Jake Delhomme, Steven Smith, and Musin Muhammad. And literally 2 minutes of like all 16 games, we went to like the last 2 minutes and won the game.
Yeah, that's what 2000.
I want to say 2005.
Yeah, I was about to say 2004, but yeah, I definitely wasn't watching football then. At that point, I was watching. That's back in the Kobe and LeBron, LeBron James days. So,
but if you guys ever like, I think it's like a compilation on YouTube. Like literally, almost every game that year, they would win the game in the last 2 minutes, and it was just always something cool to see. So, like when the Super Bowl and we lost in the last 2 minutes, it was kind of like, we've done this all year.
When it counts, though, it's just karma mean, boy. But
at the time, I just remember I was at the Super Bowl party and I was just like, no, I think we got this. We've done it like multiple times.
Just like, no, we know the formula. Yeah. And then it's just like, oh wait, they know the formula too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like they cheated off our homework.
They are the Patriots. Yeah, they definitely cheated. Definitely cheated. But yeah, but then I did more research, and the NFL was founded in 1920. So when I saw how the NFL looked in 1920, for starters, like they did not name these teams the same at all. Like it was
like Indianapolis Oilers. I think the Patriots have been the same name, but you had like the Oilers, the Houstonians or something like that. It was weird. It's kind of like, and if you look at some old NBA names like the Washington Bullets, I was just like, well, now that name fits, but back then it didn't.
I probably did, believe it or not. I probably did. But then like Los Angeles, which is getting a football team now, but like they had a football team like back then.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to see how that works. And then like the popularity just grew to the fact they have college football now and people get more opportunities. Do you believe that football owns Saturday and Sunday?
I believe football does on Sunday. Now, Saturday, well, with college football, pretty much. But it depends on who's playing. Because if it's like, if it's not no big name game, then, it's whatever.
I like college more just because I could tell it means more. Like in NFL, it's like some teams are just like, we get paid to lose. Like, I'm already a millionaire. Like,
that's a good point. Yeah. I like college football, but I don't like blowouts. At least in general, with college in general, I just can't stand blowouts because it's like, oh, you scored again, surprise, and watch, they're going to give up the ball. Like, yeah, but a blowout, I don't enjoy it as much. So that's why I normally enjoy professional teams because there's less chances of a blowout. They're all professionals and stuff like that. Well, nowadays some teams get
teams get it like
that. They just get it whooped. So so with college football, now when it's a tight game, that's when it's nice. Like 2 years ago with Clemson and was it Alabama? Yeah, Clemson and Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like when they was going back and forth and stuff like that. Now that's what I like to see it, and that's when I think football is at its best because when it's down to the wire and you see a quarterback, he's just in the pocket and he got some pressure on him, he throws it, and then the receiver somehow gets it. It's just like you just wild out. Or if it's an interception or something, or if a quarterback gets hit, like a bunch of it's just hype. I still remember one of the hypest plays out of college football was Jadeveon Clowney when they was playing Michigan, and he knocked the mess out that quarterback. I don't remember who they was playing, but he knocked the mess out of that dude. Football came out, he got the football and almost got up to run away with it. I was like, My Clowney story was, no lie, he's from here. Yeah.
He played South Point. The year after I graduated, he came to I was still living in my hometown, Winsboro, but he came to Fairfield Central, and he looked like a man amongst boys because he was just so tall.
That dude was huge, and he's even bigger.
So long story short, I can't remember the quarterback's name, but like he pump faked and like juked him really good the first play and like got a touchdown like that. Like the first play of the game, they scored a touchdown, Clowney and South Point. Perfect. Like we were like, okay, this might actually have a chance. They went down, we stopped them, they couldn't score. We got the ball back, and the quarterback like Like you could tell Clowney was showing blitz. Like it was no like I'm about to.
Yeah.
When I say he hit that running back so hard, he put him out the game.
Yeah, I
And
can
then
believe it, man.
and the quarterback literally like every time he was about to get sacked, he just threw the ball away.
I mean, can you blame him though?
Yeah.
Cause I'm about to say, I mean, I met Clowney when they won, because when they won that bowl game against Michigan. Yeah, was it against Michigan? Yeah, I just had to remember. When they won that bowl game against Michigan, I remember they was doing like a tour around the schools and stuff at the district because I was in District 1, Richmond
Okay.
District 1.
Nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, I remember when I met him, I was only like 15, 16, and he said that he's like 6'6" or something like that, like 250. He's sitting like, hey, what's up, everybody? I was like, man, it's like Godzilla in real life. What is this?
It was just to see him on the field. Everybody just like, and it was it was our home game, and we were just like, man, this is not going to be good, and it wasn't.
I can't believe it, man. I'd hate to, and that's exactly why I never played football, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to watch, but I ain't letting nobody knock me out like that. And like, you ain't about to be no 260, 270 pounds, being able to run, going like 0 to 60 in half a second and knocking me out.
Yeah.
No,
It ain't worth it.
I've seen way too many people not get up doing it.
Yeah, I do not need to be on ESPN top 10.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be like Nate Robinson through a tackle.
Man. So, do you think like the way it's been commercialized and branded, do you think that's the reason why it's stuck with pop culture so wise and why it's evolved so well?
I feel like one of the things that helps is the fact that, some people consider this racially biased, but I feel like the fact that it does have so many African American players kind of helps it because, I mean, we bring flavor to things, so when you have, when Tom Brady is on Head and Shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Those commercials kind of bland, But then you see Russell Wilson do a commercial and you have some fun with it. You know what I'm saying? You see Antonio Brown, before he started going crazy, he does commercials and things like that. Now you got Troy Polamalu, he's doing commercials. So it's like you keep seeing football players and you keep seeing them bring their culture into it, which is more of just what's all being mixed in and melted into the pop culture. So I feel like since we were bringing in a culture that's just so much fun and energy, it just adds more to the popularity because stuff's just fun. You see a Patrick Mahomes commercial today with Bose headphones, I think.
Yeah.
He's listening to one of the new age rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody I ain't gonna listen to. It sounds trash, but so it's something that just somebody else might listen to and be like, oh yeah, I know that song. Oh yeah, have fun with it. I remember last year, Kyle, there we go, a rapper I listened to. He had a commercial out with some other football players to kind of get kids into playing football over the summer and stuff like that. So,
oh yeah, the Play 60 commercial.
Yeah. So it's like I feel like with football, since it's had so much other cultures added into it, because it's not just black people. I mean, you had Gronkowski be on WWE. You had Gronkowski doing I think he did a movie. I think with Kevin Hart or something like that. So you had, maybe not Kevin, I know he did a movie before and stuff like that. So you have players that's stepping out and branching out and doing all types of other things. You got some players that do stuff with Nickelodeon for the kids and everything like that. So I feel like with football, excuse me, it's the way it keeps gaining more popularity is the fact that, people keep just adding new things to it. They keep adding things to the culture and stuff like that.
Nice. And that goes into my next point I was going to ask. Do you think star players make the sport, or do you think the sport just carries on by itself?
Yeah, man. I like star players do, but with football, it's not really like it's the ultimate team sport. It's so many players that even if you have a star player, like you can't just throw to the one dude whole game. Man, I don't know what's up with me today. But you got to go to your tight end. You got to go to your running back. You got to go to your other 3 receivers and stuff like that. Then you got on the defensive side. You got your defense that's got to hold up. You need your Clownies to knock people out. You need your Richard Shermans to pick people off. So I feel like stars do help to bring a face to the organization. And, they help to bring more attention to an organization. But as far as like are they the only ones that really help a team? Like, sure, Tom Brady is, probably the most famous Patriot, but you still got Gronkowski. You still got Julian Edelman. You still got other names, Bill Belichick. So to me, it's more of the stars do help, but they're more just like a bigger leg on a centipede that helps just everything move forward.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I agree with that. And then I'm going to get to what I think makes this sport even more relevant, and it's going to keep it in pop culture. And I'm totally biased by this, but I 100% because they made it legal. So I'm not trying to just talk trash. I think gambling keeps this sport alive.
Yeah, man.
And keeps it in pop culture. Because
I can believe you.
I don't like I said, I'm not trying to cut you off. I just finished one little point. Since they made gambling on the NFL legal now, I think people care more about the game because now if you invest, let's say you invest just $100, you care about this game way more.
Yeah.
That's more attention than you'll give it than anything when you put your own dime on it. So that's why I think it's going to keep it relevant for even longer time. That and fantasy football. I've never done it, but I know a lot of people that do.
I did it one time, and that was stressful.
Imagine gambling, though.
Yeah, so I agree with you, man. And because I was surprised when they made it legal. That was like, what, a couple years ago? Yeah. 4 or 5? Yeah, but and I remember, because back in high school, people would always like, they'd make like little small bets and stuff like that. They'd be like, oh man, I got 20 on the Jets this week. Why? You know what I'm saying? But
I was people.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. I mean, that was stupid, but I won money,
But yeah, man, I remember this would make me not want to do gambling. When I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
2 guys betted on the Super Bowl for I can't even remember who played, but like one guy always talked trash. He was a loud dude. You know what I'm saying? I took class with him. He was annoying. To me, he was annoying. Other people thought he was cool. That might be because I was lame, but whatever. And the other guy was just a quiet, cold gangster dude. Like never said anything. Always chilled in the back and stuff like that. And I remember after the Super Bowl ended, loud dude lost, and so the quiet dude just rolled up on him right before classes was about to start. He was like, "Hey, yo, where my money at?" He was just like, "Hey, man, listen, man, listen." Pow!
Yeah.
He uppercutted that man across an entire table, and I was like,
"Yeah,
I could be late to class. Like, let's see what this turns into." But then, like, all the teachers like rushed over and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, well, I got a fun memory for the rest of my life. That was the first time I ever seen somebody get hit and like fly.
Yeah. You thought it was just Dragon Ball Z, huh?
I thought it was just Dragon Ball Z, man. Like, but nah, that man got hit.
Yeah.
Clean uppercut, some old Street Fighter type. Sure.
And he never got a punch in, right?
No.
No.
I'm about to say, I don't even know if he got up.
No.
So.
I mean, luckily, whenever I had a bet, I've only lost twice, believe it or not. Knock on wood. Yeah, I've always paid and I've always been paid, but like I've had that mindset where it's like, because if one person does it, everybody else will do it, you know. But
I only did a bet once. It was like $20 on a Miami and Boston game, and that was, I think they won that one. I think Boston won that one by a buzzer beater. So I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah. Don't need to do that anymore. I'll take the $20 and that'll be my victory.
Yeah, and everything I do now is like DraftKings. It's something online that like I know I'm getting this money. Now I don't have to. I try not even do my friend like bet with my friends just because I want to keep a friendship, you know. So, and then we get to you brought up earlier, but video games. Video games are so influential that NCAA had to just pull it off the shelf.
Man, because they was not playing them players. I actually, somebody I listened to for a podcast, for a fitness podcast named Ace of All Trades.
Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah. He was having a really big issue with that because he actually played in college football for, I think, Syracuse. Mm-hmm. And I remember he was talking about on his podcast, and then he said, somebody brought it to my attention, like, hey, you would have been playing back when NCAA was still, on consoles and stuff. So like, how'd that feel? And he was like, yeah, man, like we went through the whole thing. We had to go through all this work to get our movements matched. They did the whole face recognition thing. And then I remember after I did all of it, I was in my mind like, yeah, I'm about to get a smooth little check off of this, ain't it? And somebody was just like, nah, man, it just goes to the school. And he was like, but it's me. Like, it's me. Like, I got that touchdown. Like, so
modern day slavery, ain't it?
Yeah. So, like, that, Madden, but then that's also where some of the players come into, because now you got the players who are setting up like gaming tournaments and stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so you got some players that'll go through, and that was one of the biggest things, because what was it? I can't remember the player now, but dude from what's the running back for the Cowboys? Elliott. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, that's it.
He actually, some Twitch players I watched, he actually was playing with them, and then they just started saying some wild stuff, and he was just like, oh no, I can't be caught on here with y'all boys. So he actually had to lead the game just on them talking wild. But yeah, like when the pandemic shut everything down, you had so many players just streaming on Twitch, either playing Fortnite or, you know, just playing like 2K or something like that, or Madden or whatever. So, you know, it's like so much things that happen in there. And I feel like with that, with football players and rappers too, I mean, Travis Scott had a whole Fortnite like showing concert on there, which I still think is insane. But so, you know, it feels like with players, it's helping to bring more things into fruition, because nobody would have ever thought that ESPN would have like gaming tournaments and stuff on it.
Yeah, because that was usually like that started with USA Network with Halo, and now you know.
And now it's on ESPN. They show it regularly and stuff like that, and you even had some players on there. I'm gonna say, like the other week, I think it was like, or other month, you had like 2 WWE wrestlers doing a Fortnite or Apex tournament or something like that. So yeah, man, it just feels like it's bringing so many things in there. It's not to mention, it used to be fun, you know, back in the day playing Madden with the homies, but after a while, it got kind of stale.
Yeah, it was. You did realize, oh yeah, the hit stick. Like that's the newest thing you can put on this game, I guess.
Come back to me when I get to, you know, actually make my player jump himself and control the catch mode. Like, nah, I haven't played my game of Madden in a long time.
I thought their biggest evolution, and I think they went away from it, was 04 with Michael Vick. Like you got to look at the player before you throw the ball.
Oh, for real? I'm gonna say my first Madden game was actually 2008.
Oh, okay. So you never mind. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm saying,
okay.
man, I got into football kind of late, man.
I'm old too, Mike. So. And we talk about the evolution of football. Do you think injuries are the reason the rules keep changing?
Some of it I believe is injuries, and some of it I believe is just trying to be more safe with it in general. Like when the whole CTE thing came up, and you know, like that movie Will Smith had,
concussion.
Where you know the doctor that, you know, discovered,
you know,
did
not look
damage.
like Will Smith.
Not at all. But you know, cultural appropriation. Will Smith guilty of it too.
Hard.
But yeah, like when that conversation started coming up more, because you know, you want the people to be able to live after this stuff, you know. Like Derrick Rose is my favorite player, and I remember when he was really on the line of like whether or not he wanted to keep playing, he just asked the question. He was like, you know, how do I feel about my son, you know, running out into the park and I'm hobbling to him? You know, you had a football player for the Steelers, you know, broke his back, and he's just now being able to walk straight.
Yeah.
And he still got like a little limp to him and stuff. So I feel like in a way it is for the player's safety. You know, some people say like, oh, well, it's hampering defense, and I was just like, well, you know, get better. But you know, nah, I don't know. The actual football player here that he might try to tackle me for real.
Nah, but I'm talking to a few, like I have a few buddies that play college ball, and they were just like, none of them went to the pros, but the way they explained it was in college was offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. So people love, like you said about the guy throwing the ball, he catches it in the last 10 seconds. That sells tickets. But the ball being intercepted is what wins championships.
Exactly.
So they were like, you know, and they were all defensive players, so that's why they was just like, yeah, that's the way games played. You know, people come for the excitement of the offense, but if we want to win, we got to stop all that from happening. So
yeah, so it's accurate, and I feel like, you know, it does make it a lot harder on the defensive players, but at the same time, it's like we want y'all to be straight. You know what I'm saying? After you retire, we don't want you to have to walk out with a cane, you know, and just from playing a sport, you know, like not from going through and putting your life on the line, you know, shooting at people or protecting people and like, you know, rescuing people and falling out buildings and stuff, but just from playing as like just from catching a football or hitting somebody that caught the football.
True. End up like Herschel Walker, yeah.
Yeah, man, and I mean, can't really blame it. That's a whole lot of force that you're hitting on somebody.
Yeah, every time, every play,
Like,
just
40, 60 times in a day, and then that's not even including practices, weightlifting and stuff like that. So
it only takes one play for your career to be over, like
much.
Like Lattimore. Yeah.
So it's a lot. It's a lot to just put on the line, and a lot of fans appreciate it and stuff like that. But at the same time, when it comes to the players, I mean, you got still people that got to live your life after you put the jersey off.
Exactly. I think Shannon Sharp said it the best. He said, if you want to know how it feels to be a football player, run into your garage 40 times. And then do it again, and again, day after day after day.
Shannon Sharp, the GOAT, man.
Yes.
He is the best.
It's so crazy to find out people that don't know, like, he played, like he has Super Bowl
like,
rings.
do you not see the size of this man?
Yeah.
I remember I was sitting there watching this fitness video of him, and then like he just took his shirt off, and I was just like, ain't you like almost 60?
He's a monster, man. You'd be surprised even Skip's cut. Like, he's not stocky, but Skip's cut.
Yeah, I'm also Skip did I think basketball back in school, so he's always been an athlete himself too.
Yeah. He couldn't beat up Shannon Sharp. Bro.
No, if it was a foot race. Yeah,
they get Nate Robinson. Yeah, foot race. He probably got him. Yeah. No, he wouldn't. No.
I didn't say he would win. No. I just said I'd take Shannon in a foot race.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah.
No, Skip is just he try.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think he would try him. Stupid pride would.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It would get some ratings in.
Yeah.
That's about it though.
Nate Robinson got it.
We gotta leave Nate alone. And it's funny. I was sleeping just like Nate. Like, I was sleeping just like Nate was. No punch included.
That boy that didn't pay his money probably trying to sleep like Nate too. But then we get to like what I think is like the biggest moments in football are the bowl games. College, the 100 bowl games they have, and then NFL, the biggest game, the Super Bowl. Like, I think if people wanted to, the Super Bowl would become a holiday. Like, for some people, it already is, but I feel like if they wanted to put it up like a national holiday, I think they could get the votes.
I mean, it's the most, well, I mean, the way they put it, it's the most watched game or the most watched thing in America. Yeah. And anybody, even if you don't like football, even if you don't like sports, if you have a friend, they're going to have a party for the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to work Planet Fitness on the weekends, so I would always be at work when the Super Bowl would happen. So, like, I remember one lady, one of my regulars, she went to a Super Bowl party, and since I wasn't able to, really be able to watch it, so I was stuck at the counter, she came back and brought me some food from the party. So, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sauce.
Clap them cheeks.
Nah, it was an old lady.
Okay,
but I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? She was sanctified. So, so with the Super Bowl, I mean, since it happens on the Sunday, you're right, it is practically a holiday, but I feel like if somebody actually pushed for it, that'd be like one of the few things Congress will hold back on. Just like why not?
We need some more holiday pay. Like, why?
You know what I'm saying?
Why not? Halo 3 was they had a big Super Bowl commercial right before it came out, and for 30 seconds. They paid it's Microsoft, so it's not a lot of money to do. But they paid almost $15 million for 30 seconds. Don't get me wrong, I understand that investment was worth it because Halo 3 sold crazy. But the thing, I don't know how much it is now, but just for 30 seconds will be $15 million for ad time during the Super Bowl.
And then think about like all the ads that's on the Super Bowl, like. Because, I mean, that's also one of the biggest things. Like, it's so funny. Like, the Super Bowl, one of the biggest things is the commercials.
Yeah, so that's what people watch for, believe it or not.
So, like, you get excited when there's a timeout. So, it's just crazy because I remember, like, you got the Doritos. All the Doritos commercials used to always fun, like, year after year. Yep. How it's still funny, I have no idea. Like, a couple years ago, it was the Bud Light commercials. Dilly dilly. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where that kind of started at with the Super Bowl commercials and stuff like that. So, it's like, it's crazy. I just remember the Cheerios commercial where they had like an interracial couple and apparently people got upset.
Crazily upset, man.
Yeah, I remember the D.L. Hughley joke about it. It's just like, I guess y'all ain't ready for a black man and a white woman to worry about their cholesterol. Like, too much for America, I guess. But, I mean, it's that, the bowls, like most of the bowl games are always entertaining. So, a majority of them, I'd say about like 80% of them are always entertaining. Some of them might turn into blowouts. Most of them, they'll either be like start off, maybe somebody got 14 up, then somebody else catches up. So it's something that's just about those end of year games that are just, they really bring out the talent in a lot of people, because that's kind of where you got to show it, show it or hang it up.
Yeah, I would argue that the Super Bowl has more blowouts than a bowl game.
Oh yeah, recently, but I mean, most times those Super Bowls are pretty, tight race, because both teams are really trying to win it.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, but you're right. Well, I mean, there's more bowl games than the Super Bowl games.
True,
so.
Very true. Yeah, way more. Yeah.
So
way more bowl games. Yes, true. Way more. I'll end on this. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. By the way, when it comes to football, what's the one sport you seeing dominating in the future? Do you think football can stay the king of Saturday and Sunday? I mean, don't get me wrong, basketball is always going to be number one because more people play basketball around the world. But do you think it's a sport in America that can knock out football the way football knocked out baseball?
Not really, because it's not like hockey's going to go make an explosion someday.
No.
So, no. I mean, the only biggest other sport is soccer, but that's played in a whole different time range.
No, I'm talking about like in America, because
that's what I'm saying.
Baseball was America's sport, but then like football just came knocked it out, and everything else is just global. Football isn't global at all.
Yeah, but like as far as an American sport, can't really see it unless like legit gaming tournaments take over. But
with COVID, maybe though.
Maybe, man, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe that's it.
Some players might really realize, like, hey man, this Twitch money kind of nice. So
I'm trying, man. I got 15 followers right now, but it's tough.
Yeah, I ain't trying to detain people that long, but so it's just with that, for those days specifically, for that type of sport, where you can only play that sport that day, and so I feel like for the longest, it's gonna be the thing, and it's not like it's gonna get boring anytime soon.
No, not unless they have rules where they gotta tag each other.
Unless it turns to the flag football.
Yeah, then I think a few people be like, all right, we went too far.
That's when baseball will come back.
Yeah, real fans, man. Let's go back to watching stealing bases. Man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Hey, man, if y'all out there, I appreciate y'all for existing. What, man? I ain't global, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, snap. Okay. Where can they find you?
I mean, I'm about to start up a YouTube channel for my comedy, so it'll pretty much just be my name, Michael Mack. I'll get that on and popping eventually if I stop being lazy. So, if you can, though, be sure to check out the Black Heroes podcast. Me and my boy Curtis, we put some work into that, and we work with some pretty cool people to get that going. Ain't no video and stuff like that. It's just on Spotify and everything. So check us out there if you can. And just want to say, man, thanks for letting me be on to have this good conversation.
Oh, yeah, man. No problem at all. All right, guys, that's PoppinCulture Podcast, and you guys have an amazing day.
Peace.